Hello everyone, Wildfire 2 here, and welcome back to the Pearl Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we captured Palkia. Yeah, we actually captured the mascot of the game. That's kind of a big deal. And in this episode, we are gonna go more legendary hunting. Woo! And we are going after the 3 lake spirits. That's right, the 3 Pokemon that freed Palkia's bond that Cyrus put it under at the top of Spear Pillar. Now, in the last episode, I asked you guys if you wanted me to do either a 3-in-1 episode where I capture all 3 legendaries in one video, or do 3 separate videos with 1 Pokemon in each video. I ultimately decided to just do the 3-for-1 video, the 3 Pokemon in 1 video, because they are the legendary trio of this game, like how the legendary bird trio is for Gen 1, the legendary beast trio as Gen 2, and the Reggie trio is Gen 3. And yes, I did call Raikou, Entei, and Suicune the legendary beasts. They're not dogs, they're not hamsters. Don't even know why you call them hamsters. They're legendary beasts. So now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and go to Lake Acuity, where we'll meet the first of the legendary trio. So, I have a rappel set up, so because I don't know if my encounter here will be Uxie or if I can catch something else. Just to be safe, I have a rappel up, because I am planning on catching Uxie. So let's go here. Let's go in here and say, Acuity Cavern? Is this a new... Oh, it's a new area, technically. Yeah, so I guess I can catch something else at Lake Acuity. Huh. Well, we'll worry about that a little later, because when we walk up here, we'll see the being of knowledge, Uxie. Yeah, the so-called being of knowledge that was just built up all this time. So, let's get started. Kyun! And here we go with Uxie, the being of knowledge. It'll be at level 50, the highest level Pokemon we've seen thus far. It'll come with the moves Confusion, Yawn, Future Sight, and Amnesia, with the ability Levitate, making it impervious to ground type attacks. This thing is a physical and special tank. It's very defensive and doesn't have much in the way of attack. So as long as you have a defensive Pokemon, you should be fine. So I'm going to start off with a Quick Ball, just to see how it does. It probably won't catch it, but we'll see it anyway. Okay, well, it shook twice. It's better than nothing. So, it's using Amnesia. That raises its special defense, I think. Yeah. So, I'm going to throw out a Shadow Ball. And it's using Future Sight. And if you have a Ghost type like me, this shouldn't be that hard because Psychic type moves don't do that much to Ghost types anyway. So, we should be fine in that department. So even super effective, that did little to nothing. And it did use Amnesia once. Let's see how much Confusion does to me. Yeah, it did about the same. So I'm going to throw out a Thunderbolt and see if I can paralyze it. Yeah, it didn't do anything. I'll just keep throwing it out there. And I may need to heal a few times in this battle. My only fear is if it gets a critical hit. Or if I get confused. That would be really bad. Alright, we paralyzed it. That's good. And Future Sight hopefully won't do that much. No, that did a fair amount. I think I'll throw out one more Shadow Ball. I think I can live through one more Confusion. Then I'll need to heal. Alright. He's using Yawn to try to put me to sleep. That's pleasant. So I think I'll do one more Shadow Ball just to have a little reserve. Just in case. And that should be perfect. We got it down to red health. It's paralyzed. See, it's paralyzed. And now I'm asleep. So... excuse me, sorry about that. I think I'll go ahead and throw out a... You know, let's throw out a Dusk Ball. We're in a cave after all. And it is nighttime, so... Let's see. And it didn't even shake once. Pleasant. Very pleasant. And still paralyzed, that's still good. So I think I'll try one more. And if this doesn't work, I'll just throw Ultra Balls at it. Alright! We caught Uxie! Oh yeah! The first of the legendary trio! Uxie's data was added to the Pokédex. Uxie, the knowledge Pokemon. It is said that its emergence gave humans the intelligence to improve their quality of life. Alright. So, let's go ahead and nickname this thing. I really wish I didn't name anything banana or lemon, because this would fit perfectly. I gotta think of something. Well, I'm gonna pull out my list here real quick. I hope you excuse me. You hear the rapid clicking of my mouse. Trying to see what names I can use opposed to what I have already used. I've already used banana, I've already used lemon. Man, this is really hard for me. I gotta think here for a second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I think I've got a good nickname. I am going to name this thing... Pineapple. Alright, we got ourselves a pineapple. And that is one of 3 legendary lake spirits down. Only 2 more to go and my repel wore off. So you know what? While we're here, why don't we go ahead and see if I can get my encounter for Lake Acuity. Just for the heck of it. I mean, the Acuity Cavern is technically its own area. So, let me just get this up real quick. I'm trying to pull up something here. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay, so what can I even get here? It don't look like anything that spectacular. In fact, I think everything I have already. So, I may actually wait a bit. Maybe do some other random encounter stuff later. So yeah, let's do that. There's not really anything here for me to get. So, let's go ahead and take a look at Pineapple. Yeah. And you may be asking, where were you the last couple weeks? Well, to be honest, I've been real busy with my job, my life, and school starting up. It's just been crazy. I haven't had a lot of time to record. I deeply apologize, and I wanted to give you guys a little time to think about what I should do. So, yeah. Here's Pineapple. Let's see. It is a bold nature. What does that do? Like, seriously, what would that do? A bold nature raises defense and lowers attack. That's actually pretty good for Uxie. Since it's not really attack-oriented, it's defensive. Yeah, that's actually really good. And yep, Confusion, Yawn, Future Sight, and Amnesia, just as I predicted. Or just me looking at the Prima guide that's right next to me. Alright, so we have ourselves a Pineapple. I just want to make sure I haven't used that name yet. I just want to double check. No, I'm good. Okay. I just want to be careful I don't reuse names. So, that's great. We have one of them down. Only 2 more to go. So, our next destination, I will show you on the map, is Lake Valor. So that's where we're going next. I'm going to heal up my Pokemon. I'm going to fly to Veilstone, and I will go to the Valor Lakefront. I will see you guys in just a sec. As soon as I walk out of here, I'll be walking into the Lake Valor. How about that? So I'll see you there. What? The sidebar changed? Nah, man, you're crazy. There's no way that could have happened. I mean, if you look at my team here, oh yeah, I did change the sidebar. Yeah. After a little thinking, I decided I really need something defensive to go against this thing. And right now, Pineapple's the only thing I've got that's worth anything. You'll see why when we get there. So, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a repel, just so I can get my encounter later on. So, now all we have to do is slowly surf on the water and get to this tiny island in the center. And we go inside this tiny little cave, which I may point out is a lot larger on the inside. You know what that means? It's a TARDIS! Woo! TARDIS! Alright, now that that's out of the way, the eerie music backing us up, all we have to do is walk forward and we see the second of the 3 lake spirits. Well, technically third in National Dex order, but I really don't want to do National Dex order because, well, you'll see why when we get there. So, let's go ahead and talk to Azelf, the being of willpower. Pew! And here we go. Azelf, the being of willpower. It'll be at level 50 with the moves Confusion, Future Sight, Nasty Plot, and Uproar. Like Uxie, it'll also have the ability Levitate. But unlike Uxie, this thing is pretty darn powerful. I'm not kidding. Its physical attack and special attack are, like, mind-blowingly high compared to the other two. You really want to be on your guard against this thing. Because if you're not fully prepared, you're screwed. So that's why I'm going to start off with a simple quick ball, just to see if it'll do any good. It probably won't, but we'll see. Nope, didn't even shake once. What a shame. And it's using Confusion off the bat. That's not a good sign. That is really not a good sign. So, I'm going to go ahead and throw out a Thunderbolt just to see if I can paralyze it. And Nasty Plot, that is really bad. If it gets too many of those, each one raises its special attack by 2 stages. And if those keep building up, it'll take out pretty much anything in one hit. Unless they're Dark type. So I'm going to keep trying Thunderbolt just to see if it'll do any good. Maybe I can paralyze it. And good thing Uproar doesn't hit me. Okay, maybe one more Thunderbolt for the road. Still using Confusion. Yikes. You see how much stat buff that did? How much power that did with the stat buff? This thing is not a laughing matter. Okay. It's at full red health. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and switch out to Pineapple. Let's see how good Pineapple's defenses really are. Starting with an Uproar. Not a pleasant start, but we'll see. So, now that it's caused an Uproar, I can't use Yawn to put it to sleep, which is really bad. So, I'm going to take this time and raise my special defense. Because I believe Amnesia raises special defense 2 or 3 stages, maybe only 1. Yeah, Sharply, that's 2 stages. So if I can get a couple more, I should be fine. You really want to be fully prepared when going up against this thing. Just saying. Okay, Azelf is calmed down, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try using Yawn. Okay, it's using Future Sight, so I'll get hit within a few turns. It'll give me time to heal. Hopefully now it won't use Uproar, so I'm gonna take this time just to use a Moo Moo Milk to heal myself back to full health. Hopefully it'll use something like Future Sight again, or even Nasty Plot. Anything. Just not Uproar. Okay, good, it used Confusion. And that's a critical. Thank you, Azelf. Thank you so much. That was so worth it. Alright, now that it's asleep, maybe I'll have an easier time catching it. So, I'm gonna start throwing Dusk Balls at it. One. Darn it, only shook once. Something I should point out, right now at this point in the game, Azelf, Uxie, and the third one, Mesprit, have the lowest catch rate in the game so far. A catch rate of 3. That's really bad for us right now. And it still only shook once. Darn, I was trying to prove myself that I could catch it. Luckily, Azelf is still fast asleep, so that's good. One more Dusk Ball for the road. 1, 2. Oh, man! I thought I had it that time. I almost had it. And Azelf is still fast asleep, so that's good. Keep throwing Dusk Balls at it. Didn't even shake once that time. Great. And it woke up. Great. Still using Confusion. And something I should point out... Great, I'm confused. Critical hits break through any defense buffs you've put up. So, see how much that critical hit did compared to the normal attack? Yeah, that kinda did a lot. So I'm going to risk using Yawn, but I can't guarantee it'll work. Hopefully he can break through the confusion. He is being acknowledged. Good. He was very smart and didn't hit himself. That is a good Uxie. Very good Uxie. Alright, now I'm gonna spend this turn using... don't want to waste something. I'll use a Super Potion. That should heal me to almost full. I'll have 16 HP left over. But that's nothing. And using Nasty Plot again. If I'm right, that should be 3 Nasty Plots. Maybe 4. It should be running out of Nasty Plots to use soon. Okay, now that it's asleep again, I'm going to go back to throwing Dusk Balls. Not even once. Great. Still fast asleep. Man, I'm actually running out of stuff to say. This has never happened in the Let's Play before. I have never... Well, not never. I've almost never run out of things to say. Oh, come on! I so had that! Man! Thanks a lot, Azelf. We can do this. Okay, apparently no, we can't. Man, I'm actually running out of stuff to say about these guys. This is just gonna be me throwing the ball, Azelf staying asleep, maybe occasionally waking up, and me just throwing the ball again. It's a complete circle. It's literally me throwing the ball, it not working, Azelf falling asleep, and me starting over again. Darn it, it only shook once. Darn it. Okay, it's using Future Sight. If I can put it back to sleep, then I don't think Future Sight's gonna work. Okay, it's using Confusion. Hopefully it won't do too much. Yeah, I didn't do that much at all. So, oh, come on, Pineapple. Some being of knowledge. Thanks a lot. Still using Future Sight. Oh, come on, Pineapple, that's twice in a row! Now you took the Future Sight attack. Glorious. Yeah, that kind of did a lot. He's using Future Sight again. Hopefully, maybe the confusion will wear off this turn. Very good. Now we can put you to sleep. And I'm going to spend this turn healing, just using a Moo Moo Milk. I have no idea how I caught Pineapple so quickly. I mean, Uxie and Azelf have the same catch rate. If I'm having this much trouble with one, then I can't imagine how I got so easy with the other. And don't worry, I have a solution for the third one. Those of you who've played this game probably have used the same solution that I'm going to use. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And clearly, we won't get there for a while. Still asleep. Okay, took the Future Sight attack. That's fine. I don't know how it didn't work the last time. But, whatever. You know, I'll give it a few more turns, then I'll throw a timer ball at it. Because timer balls, they work better after a turn, after a battle has gone for a long time. I don't remember the exact calculations. I'm going to look it up real quick, because clearly nothing is happening. So I'll keep throwing them. I really don't want to run out of Dusk Balls while I'm here. Alright, I'm gonna look up timer balls real quick. Just to see how the formula works, because clearly I have nothing better to talk about. Let's just see if this works. Oh, we got it! Oh, man, we finally got it! Alright. We finally got Azelf. Now, I don't know what it is, but this Pokédex entry always bothered me. Like, maybe it's the idea of where they got it from, or why they thought it was a good idea, or why it was useful knowledge. Or maybe it was the fact that compared to the Diamond Pokédex entry, it's not as cool. It is thought, Azelf, the willpower Pokemon, it is thought that Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf all came from the same egg. Well, there are flaws from that. 1, why isn't this possible in-game? 2, who laid the egg? 3, is there any proof to back this up in the game? And 4th, here's the Diamond entry. Known as the being of willpower, it sleeps at the bottom of a lake to keep the world in balance. That is a lot cooler. Azelf goes all Avatar the Last Airbender on us and talks about keeping the world in balance. While the Pearl entry just says that Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf are triplets. Yeah, that's fine, but it's not as exciting as being the freaking Avatar. Whatever, I can't complain. We caught it. We finally caught it after, what, 12 minutes of recording? No, 13 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So, maybe even longer because of this video. Probably 25 minutes at this point. So, we finally caught Azelf. Yes, I'm going to nickname it. But what? I'm going to look up something that could be fitting. Man, I really don't know what to name this thing. I gotta pull out my list. Hold on one sec. I know I'm going all over the place. I said I'd talk about the timer ball, and I'll get to that in a sec. But I need to pull out my list. I gotta think of a good name. I'm going all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta give me a sec. Okay, I think I got a good nickname. Since it almost made me cry and not catching this thing, I'm going to name it Onion. Alright, we got ourselves an Onion. Onion. We're finally done with this freaking area. Oh man. I can guarantee you the third one may be stressful, but clearly not as stressful. So, let's go ahead and check this son of a gun out. Let's fly to Veilstone and see it. Real quick, I'll go over what timer balls do. So, here's the formula. See if you can follow it. The number of turns passed in battle plus 10 divided by 10 times maximum 4 times. Yeah, try to make sense out of that. I'm reading it off of Bulbapedia. So, somewhere around each 10 turns, it increases the chances of it being caught. In the 5th gen, it was changed slightly. So, you try to make sense out of that. I can't. So, oh, we finally have our onion. So, let's see its nature. Adamant nature, that is not really that spectacular, other than its really good physical defense. But its special attack, its physical attack, its special attack is where it actually really shines. And it's not all that great. Confusion, uproar, nasty plot, and future sight. Can't talk today. So yeah, we finally have an onion. It's about time, if you ask me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Pineapple back. Thank you, Pineapple, you have done your job. And I'm gonna bring back Habanero. So I'm gonna put Pineapple right next to him. And I'm gonna move Onion over here, because we do have one more to catch. And where do we go to do that? Well, what's the last area we haven't been to that's a lake? We need to go to none other than where we got our starter, Lake Verity. Yep, that's where we're going next. So, when I walk out of this Pokemon Center, I will be walking into Lake Verity. I will see you guys in just a sec. Man, am I gonna hate this next part. But not nearly as much as what we just been through. Thank goodness it's over. Well, almost. So here we go. The last of the 3 lake spirits. And my repel wore off, though it doesn't really matter. Because I counted my starter as the encounter for Lake Verity, I believe. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just activate a repel for the heck of it. Even though wild Pokemon wouldn't count for this area. And while we're going into this TARDIS of a cave again, I want to point out another rule that I made up for this occasion. I'll go into it a little more, but just be warned that I will be enforcing a new rule. One that I made up myself, as far to my knowledge. So, as we walk up here, we see the 3rd of the lake spirits. 2nd in National Disorder, but whatever. Mesprit. And here we go. Well, look at that. We got a picture of it. That's nice. She gave us her picture. I wonder if she's going to autograph it for us. Meow! What's she doing? Mesprit flew off somewhere. What? Yep. She's one of those Pokemon. Exactly like you thought. Maybe.
Alex, that was Mesprit, wasn't it? You've accomplished what I had asked you to do at the Canalave Library. I asked you to get data on the Pokemon in the lake, and you did. But it didn't provide any answers about the mysteries of evolution.
Well, why don't you give me information about... Why don't you ask me to go get information on Pokemon that can evolve? Hello?
I still don't know why some Pokemon evolve and others don't. Ultimately, it only depends on... It only depends... deepened mystery, sorry. But having mysteries to solve, that adds to my enjoyment. Alex, why don't you chase after Mesprit? To me, it seemed as if it wanted to play with you. If you were to use the Pokédex app marking map, you'd be able to track the movements of Pokemon. Go on, Alex. I'm sure that you will keep meeting countless people and Pokemon. Not necessarily in that order, but whatever. Those encounters will keep thrilling you in their own special ways. I hope you'll enjoy that experience. Take care, Alex.
You take care, too. Yep. Just when you thought that the legendary roaming fad couldn't get any more boring. I'm not even on the right thing. Hold on, I gotta find it. Is it this one?
No, next one. No, I'm going in circles. Darn, I don't even remember which one it was. Which one was it again? I have it, don't I? Do I have the marking map? I thought I did. Hold on. That's not it. Here it is. This is the marking map. We run around for a bit, and we see Mesprit has appeared on Route, is that 205, I think? Yeah, I think that's Route 205. So, yeah. Roaming Pokemon. Fun. Now, before I go anywhere, I want to make clear the rule I'm about to enforce. I'm enforcing the roaming clause. This means that roaming Pokemon are counted as the area where you see them for the first time. So in this case, I would count Mesprit's encounter as the Verity Cavern. Because not only do we see it for the first time, but let me go down to the bottom here. Come on, speed it up, will ya? Oh, come on. There we go. We also get its Pokédex picture. We don't get its full entry, but we see its picture. I count that as seeing it for the first time, quote-unquote, in the wild, if we get its Pokédex picture. So, I'm counting the Verity Cave as as its encounter, regardless of where I see it next or where I catch it. I know that not a lot of Nuzlockers do it that way, but that's how I'm going to do it. Now, you know what? You want to know the really mean thing about roaming Pokemon are, in case you don't know already? If you fly to a certain area, doesn't matter what it is, the roaming Pokemon will jump to another part of the map. See there? Now it's on Route 222, an area we haven't even been to yet. So, how do we make Mesprit come over here? We have to leave routes back and forth until it shows up closer to us. It's going back and forth between all the areas I don't want it to go to. It's going back and forth between Route 205, Route 204, right? Maybe? I don't know, let me check the map. It's going to the Valley Windworks as well. So, map, what is that area? It's going to Route 205, Fuego Ironworks, Valley Windworks, Route 204, and we needed to come to Route 202, because that's where I'm going to plan on finding it. Alright, it's still going back and forth. And something that's always happened to me, when I try to go into another area, it goes to the one area I was just in. So now I'm going to try this area. And thankfully, roaming Pokemon in this game are not nearly as unforgiving as they were in, say, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, where you have to actually see them first, and then you get them in your Pokédex. No, as long as you have the marking map, you're fine. So, I'm just going to keep going back and forth. And look, now it's jumped over to Route 215 or so. Exactly where I don't want it to go. So I'm going to speed this up until it gets to where I want it to be. And I'll see you guys in just a sec. Oh, nope, never mind. It's here now. So, the best thing you can do to make sure you don't run into wild Pokemon is put up a repel. Because if you run into a few wild Pokemon that isn't Mesprit, it will go away after a few battles. So as long as you have a Pokemon under level 50, put up a repel and just run in the grass. You should find it. Alright, let's try it out. And here we go with Mesprit, the being of emotion. This thing is gonna have stats pretty well rounded compared to the others. It's gonna have the ability Levitate, just like its other ones.
And I think it's gonna have fairly same moves, except I don't remember which. Let me grab something real quick, I'll be right back. Alright, I've got the Prima Guide in hand. I'm sorry if I had to edit that out. It has the moves Confusion, Charm, Future Sight, and Lucky Chance. Like I said, this thing is pretty well rounded, but there is one major flaw with roaming Pokemon. I'm just gonna throw out a quick ball real quick just to show you. And you'll see why so many people hate roaming Pokemon. You wanna know why? They flee after the first turn! Then you have to spend all that time searching for them again. Ah, man, I hate these guys. And then they'll jump all over the map. So now I have to track it down again. So hopefully it won't take that long again. Alright, see, it's already back. So, let's look for it again, and we found it. So now that it's back, I'm just gonna do my strategy that pretty much everyone in the whole freaking universe does to try to catch these guys. Because Mesprit will keep all damages taken, any stat conditions, and pretty much anything else. If it's paralyzed, asleep, frozen, it'll still flee. And I think those stats will wear off once the turn ends. I'm just gonna do what everyone else does. I'm chucking the Master Ball. I don't care. I want this thing, and I'm not gonna spend 3 hours looking for it and try to catch it. And funny bit of trivia, I used to call it Mesprit. Like, a combination of me and spirit. Like, I thought it was a part of the trainer or something. But that was just my stupid misreading. So, we have Mesprit now. The emotion Pokemon. It sleeps at the bottom of a lake. Its spirit is said to leave its body to fly on the lake's surface. So it's like Mind Jack if it was good and ahead of its time. Yeah. You forgot that game existed, did you? So now we have to name this thing. What should I name it? Dang. I am really not good with coming up with names. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Alright, I think I got a name for it. I am going to name her... Rhubarb. Alright. We got ourselves a Rhubarb. Want some rhubarb pie? Love some. I'd stay away from that if I was you. Alright, and as you can see at the bottom of the screen, Mesprit is gone. That means we have caught it, and it won't show up on the map anymore. So, we did it. We caught all 3 Lake Trio Pokemon. My Pineapple, Rhubarb, and Onion, you are now under mind control. Mind control. Alright. Rhubarb has a bashful nature. Not quite sure what that does. Give me a sec. Bashful nature is a neutral nature. Okay. So, nothing spectacular, but nothing bad either. Its stats are pretty well rounded. So, yeah. We finally did it. I can't believe it. It took us way too long. But, we actually did it. So, I guess now the next thing to do, let's go say hi to Professor Rowan, now that we've got it all done, and see what we can do next, if he'll tell us anything. Oh, and real quick, now that we have 7 badges, we can go to the Pokédex building and get the one last app from the free guy, or maybe 2 of them. So we got the Move Tester. This will pretty much be a battle simulator. It's used to check how moves match up. It's pretty much a battle simulator to make sure moves that'll be super effective against a certain Pokemon. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, crap, that was it. Yeah, I'm recording this really late at night. Is that it? Yep. So let's see, we have a Fire type, against a grass type, it'll do a lot of damage. Or against a grass steel, it'll do a ton of damage. But if we have it on say a water ground type, it won't do anything at all. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool app. Or water ghost, or water rock, it'll do nothing. I think it's a pretty cool app. I don't particularly use it because I always have a type chart available, but I still think it's pretty neat. And we get one more, I think. Nope, that was it. Okay. 1, 3, 5, and 7 are the number of badges we need to get those apps. And now that we have them, we're almost done collecting all the apps. I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to collect them all, because some of them are only given out at certain events, and some other apps require special Pokemon to get, and I'll probably not do those. I might show them off at the end just as a bonus, but for now, I'm not gonna worry about it. If there's a high demand for you wanting to see the Pokédex apps, like your life cannot continue without seeing them, maybe I'll squeeze them in. So, let's go ahead and say hi to Professor Rowan, now that we have all the lake spirits in our possession.
Ah, Alex, you've come to show me the progress of your Pokédex?
Sure.
You've spotted 129 Pokemon in Sinnoh. The trainers that challenge you to battle have Pokemon, obviously.
Gee, did you just discover this?
They may have rare ones with them. You can add to your Pokédex.
Yep, 129 out of the 151 the Sinnoh Dex has to offer, I believe. So, now that that's out of the way, our next destination is heading east under Route 222. And we will be heading there in the next episode. So, if you like what you watched, give a thumbs up to the video, comment on what you liked and didn't like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. In the next episode, we will head east onto Route 222. Maybe get our encounter there, maybe fight some trainers, and maybe get to Sunny Shore City. And again, I want to remind you that Mesprit counts as the Verity Cavern, because that's where we technically see it for the first time. Just want to point that out before any of you go crazy. So, until that faithful day when we go to Route 222, I will see you next time. Take care.